Good afternoon. This is Christine with Kandid Koffee. We have a very special event today that's hosted by my lovely friend Lusine, who is the owner of Mirre Collections. So a while back, I was at the grassroots event that was hosted by ANCA. It was for women in media, and I was lucky enough to meet Talin. And her shirt really caught my eye, and I wanted to meet her and see what her journey was about. Talin, thank you so much for being here today.
Christine, thank you so much for having me here today. This is such a beautiful collection and what a great event. So thank you so much.
I wanted to get some ladies here together. Number one, to showcase and have them look at all these beautiful silver jewelry that was handmade from Armenia and from here. And I also wanted to kind of have people in the know about your journey and what Lusine is doing as well. Please tell me a little bit so our viewers could know how you got here today and what was your journey like being a breast cancer survivor.
So earlier this year in February, I was actually planning my son's birthday. Totally normal, everything's beautiful and colorful. And as I'm driving one day, I'm on the phone with my husband and I'm starting to feel a lot of pain. And he's like, you got to go get that checked out. But of course, we're moms. We don't have time to do that. I'm in the middle of planning. So we finished his birthday and then I thought, okay, I really have to go. I got to get this figured out. If nothing else, if they're just going to tell me everything's fine, at least I know everything's fine. So I went in for a mammogram. I actually pushed myself in and I was like, I need you to give me a mammogram like today. And immediately they caught it. They said, we have to do an ultrasound, come back in for a biopsy. I went in and I was in denial. I'm reading the report out from the ultrasound and I was in complete denial. I was like, I don't have it. I'm 34 at the time. I was 34. I'm perfectly fine. I'm healthy. They're going to tell me it's some cyst. I thought it was a clogged milk duct because I was breastfeeding my son. So lo and behold, it comes back and of course it's breast cancer. And it was very invasive breast cancer and it was stage 3 and it had actually gone to my lymph nodes. So then, of course, everything turns upside down. Now, what do I do? What do we do to move forward? I had no idea what to do. And one of the most important things that I did was share what I was going through because I needed information. I needed help. I needed to know which doctor do I go to? What do I do first? Well, is it a scan? Is it not a scan? Is it surgery? Is it chemo? Is it radiation? So I started my journey in March. I completed 8 rounds of chemotherapy. And of course I lost my hair, but I actually really like it now. It's actually super fun and cute. And I went through multiple surgeries. And I recently finished radiation and I'm now in remission. Thank goodness, cancer-free, everything's out and just happy and looking at life in a completely new way.
And this was all starting February of this year?
Yes.
We haven't even gone through a whole year and all of this has happened to you. Very quickly, I'm sure.
Very quickly.
Yeah. So I know that you had a breast cancer awareness marathon, like a walk, right? Okay, with your family supporting you. I saw some pictures and they were there with you at the grassroots event as well, supporting you with the t-shirts and having your back and giving you their love and attention. Tell me a little bit about how much you've raised and where you're going from here on out.
So the event is actually called Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It's hosted by American Cancer Society. So every dollar that gets donated goes to American Cancer Society. When I first started thinking about doing this walk, it was for me and it was a victory. It was supposed to be something that I'm going to do to celebrate. I'm one of those people that even if something bad happens, I'm like, okay, it's fine. We're going to be okay. What do we do to celebrate? Let's just get through it. So to me, that was going to be the end goal. So when I initially started planning this event, I was having coffee with my mom and my aunt is actually a member of a charity called Focus on Children Now, which is an organization that helps children living in poverty in the villages of Armenia. And what they do is phenomenal. The humanitarian work that they do is amazing. So they go in and private donors or even fundraisers and things like people like me that are donating, they'll take that money and they'll either build a playground, they'll build like a shaded area for them, they'll renovate a classroom, they'll buy them beds, or they'll take 1 or 2 children and they'll pay for their medical bills for the entire year. So my mom's like, why don't you donate half the proceeds to this? This is something really near and dear to your heart. I've always been really close to children. I've worked with children for a very long time. So I thought, great, why not? We can take this really negative experience and turn it into a total positive and push it forward and pay it forward to 2 really amazing charities. And that was ultimately my goal. I thought, if I can have just my family walking with me, if I had like 50 people, often that's family, right? For Armenians, right. Family, friends, 50 people, I'm good. If we raise like $5,000, that's fine. But I had such a remarkable response. And when I started to plan and I started to really put it out there and talk about it and market it and all over social media, I got such a positive response from people that people were like, I want to donate, I want to walk. Even people I didn't know. That at the end of it, I ended up raising close to $30,000. Wow. And I had 130 people walking with me that day. Every time I talk about it, I get goosebumps because it's beyond my wildest dreams of anything that I could ever imagine to happen. So we donated half of it to American Cancer Society and the other half went to Focus on Children Now. And I've actually saved a little bit of that because I want to find 2 cancer patients in Armenia that I can help them with treatments or anything that they possibly need. I had such an amazing support system and I had so much love and so much human kindness that came my way in my 9 months of journey that I wanted to do something to pay it forward, because I feel like we forget human kindness and love is so important that we forget, and I wanted to just pay it forward. So I was blessed, I had something small in my heart and God took that small dream in my heart and multiplied it. So I was so thankful, and I think everyone that participated in the walk that day really felt the emotion too that day.
Just by you talking about it, I got goosebumps. I felt that love, that energy, and I'm sure at the time when you were feeling probably very low and very hopeless at some times, that positivity and support from everybody else just makes you explode with more, kindness and love and giving back and paying it forward and helping others, because there's so much support and it's like a domino effect. And I love that so much. And I love that this represents Armenian women. And it caught my eye when I saw you. I was so inspired by your story. I said, I have to interview you. And I'm happy that we can combine 2 special events between you and Lusine, and this beautiful jewelry and your journey, sharing it, bringing awareness, and having people know that you are young, you're beautiful, you're a mom, you're a photographer, you have your life ahead of you, and you can still take necessary steps, precautious and moving forward when you do have a diagnosis, that it's not the end all be all. There is absolutely treatment. There's longevity, a long life that you could still have even with a heartbreaking diagnosis like that. And things can always look up, and there are people like you who bring awareness and share your story in order for other people to feel like there's hope and I'm not alone.
Just one thing to tap into what you said. I think in our community, when something bad happens, we immediately go negative. And I really wanted to make sure that this was not a negative. And we don't want to talk about it. And then we immediately go, oh my God, where did this come from? And those questions, why me? And of course, I asked those questions to myself as well. But those questions are actually counterintuitive, and that thought process is actually counterintuitive to becoming a healthy person and to living a happy life. And I don't know if you follow Tony Robbins at all, but he said something super powerful and transformational for me. He said, what if everything that's happening to you is actually happening for you? So every negative thing that happens, and he even talks about it, he says, even the pain is what's building the foundation of who you are as a person. It's building your strength, it's building your character, so that when the next chapter of your life starts, you are ready and you are powerful and you can face anything. And it's so true. And that was one of the things that helped me carry through. I was having this conversation with my husband and I told him, you know what? I don't know why it happened. It doesn't matter. But I was meant to have this for some reason, because it's going to prepare me for what's coming next. And maybe it was to do this walk and to raise all this money or whatever else is going to come my way. But it really prepared me, that mentality of forget the negative. There's a reason why this is happening. Let's harness that power and move forward. I am a photographer. I specialize in newborns, kids, families, because I really just love working with families and kids. So that's really going to be my focus. And honestly, I take things so differently now, every moment, even this, meeting new people. It's such a beautiful experience that I've taken the time to slow down, take it in, breathe it in, and enjoy it for whatever it is, wherever our path takes us. And just really be thankful and be really blessed.
Very well said. Thank you, Talin Jan. I'm very moved by your story, and I hope that it will brighten someone's day, as opposed to, yes, absolutely, as opposed to, them maybe feeling a little lost. This will be a huge encouragement for them. This is like a two-part interview I did with both Talin and Lusine. She's here with me. I found Mirre collection on Instagram a few months back. I was in love with the merchandise. I DM'd Lusine and I said, I really want to meet you. Are you local? She said yes. Of course, she's in Glendale. And we met up for coffee, and she brought with her a bunch of different pieces from different artists, both here and in Armenia. And I bought a few of her merchandise, and ever since then, we've supported each other on Instagram and kept in touch. And I always said, if we get a chance, we both agreed that we have to do an interview for Kandid Koffee so that we could showcase all of her hard work and dedication to not only this is her part-time job, but putting in so much time and effort into supporting people back home as well. Lusine, thank you so much for hosting this lovely party for us.
Krishnajan, thank you for coming, and thank you for Kandid Koffee episode. I've been following you, and I'm amazed at how you're trying to empower Armenians and what they're doing in their community. Mirre is all about empowerment, and the way we show the empowerment by showing the artist's work. Over here you can see different artists. Currently we have 9 artists from Armenia and 4 from Los Angeles, California, and the idea is to have as many artists as possible to showcase on the platform. Mirre itself is an online platform, so you can check all the merchandise as of right now at mirrecollections.com. For today, we are showing some of the artists. You can see the silver jewelry. A lot of items are from leather, from gold-plated, pearl, t-shirts, Annette's collection, scarves, and hand-painted scarves. So everything you see are handcrafted by Armenian artists, and the idea is to empower Armenian artists, to bring them to the US market, and to showcase the talent here in US.
So Lusine Can, there are numerous amounts of different types of styles here. How do you pick the artists when you reach out to them in Armenia or here?
The artists, usually I travel a lot to Armenia. My family's back at home, so every time I go, I used to be a consumer myself, so I would buy all the gorgeous pieces, and I thought, what can I do to support the artists even more besides just buying it myself. So some of the artists, the initial 5, I knew them, I bought their stuff, and we sat down, we had coffee, I shared the idea with them, and they really liked it. After those 5, they started referring other artists. So the main criteria to be represented on Mirre is to have a good quality of work and to be Armenian, of course. And afterwards, people started finding on Instagram, on social media, and of course, social media is a big platform. And I'm very happy that right now we have some artists from LA too, and not just Armenia. But hopefully, we'll bring many more to you soon.
Very cool. I love that. They are not only able to travel, their merchandise will travel to here, but again, like you said, social media being a big platform, it's going to be circulating. People are going to find out about it as they have without you even reaching out to them, which is great. It means that a lot of eyes are on there and they're paying attention. Please tell me about your gorgeous pieces, this one especially, the Anahit pin, and everything else that I'm sure have many favorites.
I do have many favorites, and I don't have the most favorite artist, but I'm amazed at their talent. Today, because I'm wearing black, I'm matching it with the silver pieces. This one is from Gatyan. It's the goddess Anahit, who is a goddess of maternity and wisdom and fertility. I have the Aibuben, of course, our favorite Aibuben. I have the ring, the reason why I started Mirre. This is, for me, it is my favorite piece because it's a pomegranate and it's the lark birds, which are birds especially highlighted in the Armenian culture. And I do have the asymmetric earrings wearing today just to fit the whole thing. And if you see, Christina is wearing the beautiful earrings, which are Nur. And also she has the pin, which is Tigran Metz, one of the greatest kings in Armenia.
So the ring that Lusine is wearing, I am also wearing because that was the picture that caught my eye when I first came across your page. It's very beautiful. So I heard that you're a part of the Female Founder Collective. And can you tell me a little bit what they're standing for, the type of work that they're doing, and your role there as well?
So Female Founder Collective is a network that was created by designer Rebecca Minkoff. It comes all the way from New York, and the idea is to empower women-led businesses. And because Mirre is founded by a woman, it is part of Female Founder Collective currently, and it's part of the huge network. And recently we've done live interviews over Facebook, and there were LA workshops here in Los Angeles. The idea is to have a seal specifically for female-founded businesses. So you will see on all Mirre packaging the specific seal, which is for Female Founder Collective. And if you see that seal, just know that it was founded by a female, and you're supporting a big network of hardworking females.
Lusine Can, I'm seeing some beautiful pieces, some scarves and shirts and things like that. I think my favorite one is this beautiful handmade, delicate scarf. I think there's so much intricate work that goes into it. Tell me a little bit more about how you found these artists.
As you can see, Mirre is not just jewelry, it's also accessories. So anything under the category of accessories, which is hand-painted scarves. This is done by hand too. It's called Nuno felting, a new technique that I discovered for myself too. It's light as a feather, but warm as a wool. So definitely her work is amazing. This artist, she does drawings, and whatever drawings, the original ones, she puts it on a t-shirt. We also have leather clutches, leather bags. Everything is done by hand. We also have tote bags. These are again taken from original art. The art itself is made from recycled materials, but later on it becomes piece of a tote bag. So any art you see, basically we're making them into accessories that you can wear and enjoy every day. And another good thing about Mirre is that you can get to know the artist personally. So on the website, there's a section for artists. Every time you purchase something, your purchase goes directly to the artist. It has more purpose and more intent. And if you want to know which artist you're supporting, you can check the website at the artist section, and there's a short bio about each of them.
So thank you so much for joining in today. It was a special interview because we combined Talin and Lusine here at this special event for Mirre, talking about their journey, talking about women empowerment. I'm such a big fan of both of them. You can follow both on Instagram. Talin Zakarian's Instagram is TalinZak_photography, and Mirre Collections, of course, online on Instagram and mirrecollections.com. Once again, thank you for joining in, and we'll see you next time.